Lining the lakeshore, they approach.
Ring, ring!
And if Mobile Mayhem
Lots of noise, bells.
has a sound
Ring, ring, follow me.
and a showcase,
Oh, here they come.
this is what you might hear.
Okay, dudes, you guys want to start off this day with an awesome rap?
Hundreds of riders assemble to have fun, promote biking, and prepare for a parade.
Number one on the charts, got to start at Tour de Fat.
Beads. You need beads.
But in this celebration of bicycling, beer, and
Bling, bling.
there are style points.
Free beads and costumes.
And there is Sam, the cycling seamstress.
All right, how short do you want it? Another Sam cut right there. Woo!
She enforces a kind of dress code.
The purse looks beautiful with that outfit.
What that code isn't entirely clear.
In some country, that may be fashion.
A lot of interesting costumes out and about. I think the chicken is probably the best one I've seen so far. I saw a lady with a little sombrero on top of her helmet.
Buenos dias.
But it's the pedaling pedigree of one machine turning heads. What? If only Dan Drakey can get it to turn its wheels.
The drivetrain and everything's a bit wonky on it.
It is a Frankenbike fusion of frames, sanded, bonded, built with a reclining seat, 2 front wheels, and 1 rear tire. A design challenging convention and gravity. After about 20 hours of work, it is ready to ride and called
The Daydream Machine, because you're kind of angled up into the sky.
Sounds like a very pleasant ride.
That is, if its pilot, Evan Pack, can make it to the end of the parade.
Turning's a little problem.
Some serious ingenuity in their engineering on that one.
A sober driver steers this half-man, half-machine bar on wheels. It travels up to 6 miles an hour and pours.
41 pints.
I like that. It's impressive.
There was beer involved in the production of the machine.
I guess it's a celebration of bicycling and beer.
A little bit of exercise and a little bit of beer.
A spectacle of spokes and biking folks.
So events like this get more people out.
Ring, ring!
Massive mechanized mischief hoping to recruit more riders.
Ring, ring!
A lot of entertainment.
A parade promoting more pedaling. Jeremy Ross, Fox 6 News. Time is merely a measure of events. A distance between past and present. And a resource we all share
It was kind of scary.
until it runs out.
Take it 15 minutes by 15 minutes.
Are you lucky to be alive?
Definitely.
Tracy Gerber's time was nearly taken away back on October 14th. Near the place she and her husband play Monopoly,
Can you make me a car?
an internal struggle
Or a battleship?
for survival played out.
My husband Jeff had called. He said, I'm on the floor.
What are you doing there?
And I said, I don't know what I'm doing on the floor.
And she was talking a little off. I'm like, are you drunk?
And I said, I wish I was drunk, then I'd have a reason to be on the floor.
And she had no perception anything was wrong with her.
Her husband Jeff came home to find his once healthy wife immobilized on the carpet.
She's moving one leg and not the other. I'm like, you're not okay.
My husband had called 911.
Hours passed between the time Gerber was on the floor and the moment she arrived at Waukesha Memorial Hospital.
Was abruptly terminated right there.
Tests and images revealed Tracy was having a stroke. A blood clot was choking off the oxygen to her brain,
Yeah,
threatening her very life.
it was definitely some of the worst news you ever received.
You could probably not walk again.
Tracy was only 35.
They tell me it's pretty rare.
Time is the essence.
Time loss is brain loss.
The clock began to dictate what could and couldn't be done to reverse her partial paralysis and save her life.
Where it should be coming out here. And
Doctors like Robert Lesniak couldn't use special drugs to restore the blood flow to Tracy's brain. Medication would be too risky because too much time passed. But for a special procedure similar to this one, time was on her side.
given her young age, that was a major contributing factor that made it easier to navigate through the blood vessels we needed to.
Lesniak performed an intra-arterial thrombectomy. That's a process where a small tube about the width of a dime is threaded from the patient's hip to the brain.
We start passing our smaller tube up.
There, the device can directly suction the clot out. The risks were many, the guarantees were few.
Because she deserved that chance to try and live a normal life.
To feel normal again.
Tracy became the youngest patient at the hospital to undergo the procedure to remove a blockage slightly larger than the head of a pin.
I just remember waking up in my room in the ICU.
From there, the quality of the rest of Tracy's life would be measured moment by moment.
Every 15 minutes they would check to see if I could hold my hand.
They'd hold it up and it'd drop.
Minutes turned to hours, hours turned to days, and on day 2, Tracy turned the corner.
The first moment I walked, that was pretty.
Partial paralysis became part of her past.
That was pretty cool.
She jumped out of bed with a big smile on her face and came walking over and gave me a hug. And it was one of the more gratifying moments in my career.
Did I just pay you that money?
Thanks in part to a procedure, a woman whose well-being once hinged on minutes can enjoy many more moments, a patient given more quality time to spend with others. The Milwaukee Institute of Art and Design, or MIAD, rests in the 3rd Ward. But the paper and the hands of students never rest for long. Between a dust storm of chalk and charcoal,
like a cool color, like maybe a light, maybe it's white, but it feels blue.
Students develop their eyes.
And each side is distinct too.
Their ability to see and visually express bold and brilliant detail.
Which way do they move?
I was like that.
But the story behind these eyes is unique.
Because I already did photo, so I didn't want to do it again. So I'm drawing right now.
Fadwa Abalohud has a future in design.
I've always had a passion for art ever since I was little.
But her journey through art and education is a path students like her rarely travel.
Which was very unconventional, especially in my community.
Far from the often colorful art culture, you'll see Fadwa's muted modesty in her mosque. She chants in Arabic and prays for the second of 5 times per day.
Bow down.
The act brings her closer to God and demonstrates respect and humility, 2 principles of Islam and part of the reason she and other women wear headscarves.
To basically emphasize modesty. It's not only the scarf, it's the way I act around people, it's the way, I look at people.
Start from the middle.
But that foundation of humility and creativity nearly clashed.
Okay, that's the pose.
Because of a foundational class for artists.
How does the world around him push on him?
Figure drawing is the study of the human form.
That area on the left of his back.
The basis of portraiture and medical illustration, traditionally using nude models.
But I knew in my heart that it wasn't like something that I should be taking. It's not allowed mainly because I cover myself.
Got about a minute left.
If I'm supposed to cover my body, why am I looking at an uncovered body?
2 longer poses till the end of class.
I was just hopeful that it would be resolved.
It's always, I think, how do we do it? How do we make it work?
Stacy Steinberg of MIAD said it wasn't long before the school made changes to Fadwa's requirements, adding they make accommodations for students every semester, but religious compromises are a rarity.
Your value system should not be a part of the education that you receive or that you're prevented from receiving.
While the school says there was never any conflict, Fadwa has friends who aren't as fortunate.
We can't say the same for other schools. I know other people that wanted to go through with their art program and completely dropped it because they felt like they couldn't ask, or they just felt like they couldn't take it at all and there was no workaround.
It was really hard to hear from her that she hasn't that her friends have not felt the same support.
Fadwa received a scholarship to attend MIAD, and on the day we visited,
Happy birthday to you.
She also received a song.
Happy birthday, dear Fadwa. Happy birthday to you.
Turns out a student and a school crafted a design for tolerance.
I never felt discriminated against. I always felt really comfortable in my classes.
It certainly makes us feel good that she's felt that here.
A sketch about understanding they hope others will copy.
We don't really focus on judging who the person is, but what they create.
Jeremy Ross.
You have to tell your photographer.
Fox 6 News. In a typical Greendale neighborhood, you'll find a bit more traffic. Rolling through one suburban street, and a bit more traffic. running through one not so typical home.
Hello, my name is Gene.
Phone
You're going to vote tomorrow?
after phone.
My name is Bobby.
And if you haven't already voted, please vote tomorrow.
Hidden in the burbs, a sign resting in the grassroots of nearby politics labels it a phone bank.
I did expect an office setting. I like this.
A cozy 4-bedroom,
This is the kitchen.
2.5 bath,
This would be the living room, and for the folks that like to sit on nice comfy chairs.
housing dozens of political volunteers.
Thank you very much.
Of course, this is the dining room, where we have folks who like to sit in chairs, work on tables.
The creature comforts created by the hospitality of one man.
Hi, I'm Tom Spirit. I'm hosting the phone bank here at my house.
Spirit and the other volunteers worked out of an old convenience store during the June election. Turns out noise made it inconvenient.
And the poor folks on the phone couldn't hear anything because of all the commotion with the people coming in and out.
But the new location is proving more homey.
It's enjoyable.
And it'd just be a more relaxed atmosphere and more quiet.
Everybody's talking, and it's really neat.
Not quite home, not quite office, not quite conventional.
So I guess, yeah, you'd call it a home office or a office in a home or whatever.
A temporary house for strangers, sharing a calling to politics, day and into the night.
Anything we can do is worth the effort.
Jeremy Ross, Fox 6 News. On the road paved with life experience, including the cycle of success and failure. The sounds of beauty and melancholy melodies of regret.
I lost a lot of time.
One man takes his Chevy on a daily detour.
I tried to do it very close to 3 hours a day.
He'll park.
Pretty much 7 days a week.
And prepare in the passenger seat.
I've got some pieces of masking tape if I want to put some music up.
Not far from the ignition, Bruce Messner starts up a song. 2008 Cobalt serving as both conveyance.
Yeah, it's called technically traveling music.
And concert hall. With standard seating for 5.
Oh, this is my passion and pleasure. It truly is.
And with the window down, that passion
Yeah, it's great.
is passed on to passers-by.
It's interesting to see what type of music he's playing.
A little bit of classical and a little bit of pop stuff and jazz.
No, I never made a request.
Once somebody clapped, once. But that's okay.
The former music teacher tries to improve.
I'll see if I can do a little bit of that.
Puckering up and playing. In an effort to pick up where he left off.
Then I went into sales for a period of time, and then and for which I never touched the horn, and I'm very, very regretful of that.
His practice brings him to the Root River Parkway so his tunes don't trouble the neighbors. For more than a dozen years, he put aside playing, and now in retirement, he has found the time and the place to make music again, but only for a few hours a day.
People say, how long you want to play? I say, I want to do this till I die.
Gas may be expensive. Messner says putting off his passion is of far greater cost. Jeremy Ross, Fox 6 News.